This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Joe Budden talking about King Von with Queen's Flip and his guys Ice and all them. We'll get to that in a second. First off, we got 50 Cent and Judge Mathis. Now, Judge Mathis is doing BMF Wives. That's actually going forward now with, what's his name? Big Meech's brother's, Southwest T's wife. I forget her name because there's so many women involved in that situation. I only keep it fresh when I'm listening to BMF and everything. But she has a good interview on Vlad's show too. Vlad's Vlad TV. She has a good interview that breaks down her story. And I think her and Southwest T are still like messing. I don't know if they're still messing with each other or not. But 50 was like, "What is this?" And then I guess Judge Mathis is one of the producers on the show, and he was questioning it. But Tanisha Welsh is the girl's name. She's finally gonna get that show done. She also did some time in jail too. Anyways, let's get to this King Von documentary that people are reacting to. Now, I was listening to a clip I saw from Joe Budden podcast. I guess he has Queen's Flip up there now, and that's been for like a little while. Then the girl, is that Melissa Ford, right? And then he has his two friends, Ice and Ish, right? I think those are their names. One's Ice. Anyways, I love how they're talking about this. That like Queen's Flip was like, "Yo, Little Dirk's my man because we want to tour together." Like everybody's like, "That's my brother" because you went on tour or you met somebody and now you guys are like brothers. No, you're not. These guys wouldn't do anything, so people were reacting to the documentary like, "Oh, is he a serial killer or whatever?" He was just on a different type of time. This guy didn't really have a conscience and would take people's lives. It's obvious. The FBI, I think, even named him as KI's killer. And this is a girl that they had beef, but they were involved at one point. And I guess they named him as the killer, but then he was in a documentary talking about her like, "Oh, that was my friend," and everything. Even the FBG Duck thing, he had links to that. But still, on Academic's interview with him, he acted like he was crying about the situation. Like, he said, "Let me put my phone down for a second." Who knows if he was laughing or crying about it, and saying, "That was my friend." It's like, dude, it's not. It's like you can't really say he's a serial killer, but you could say that he's a what's the word for it? It's not a narcissist. It's something. It's just being a dark person, like a dark, disturbed personality. No conscience, no conscious whatsoever. Like, not really. I forget what it's called. Dark personality, just narcissism, psychopath. He could be a psychopath. That's what he might be. But, he's not here anymore, so it is what it is. But I heard he caused a lot of problems in Atlanta with people. They were terrorizing people. That documentary lays out a lot of stuff, It was funny, that guy that's related to him, I don't know if it's his brother or cousin or whatever, he was like, "Yeah, I told you I'd get that documentary down." Trevor Ross did he privated it for a while, but he put it back up. It's out. It's not taken down. And you can't hide the fact that King Von was arrested like 20 times, and for violent crimes, some of them. And, the way people try to be like, I agree, he was a great rapper. He really was a good storyteller. But there's no defending a lot of that stuff. You could say, "Oh, it was gang related." This is deeper than gang related. Like, if you took a soda from him, it seemed like, he was coming for you. Your life might be on the line. This is not a guy you wanted to cross. And I think Little Dirk was even scared of him. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Little Dirk was probably scared of him. So, they reacted to it. They're like, oh, well, this person's my friend. And, it's like, come on, man. You guys aren't really friends with these guys. You know them. You've talked to them before. But let's stop with that industry. Oh, I know him because you met him once, or you guys did an interview once. That doesn't mean you guys are friends. There's no friends in this music business, really. What else did they say in that interview? It's funny how Ice and Ish talk. It's like, dude, you guys are like Joe Budden's friend. Like, you don't really. It's just, I don't know. Let's see, Joe Tripp. When you see Von slid on prom. Shout out to TLR. Who's that? It's incredible people didn't know this already. I stopped listening to his music ages. Who's TLR? Vaughn had a sick infatuation with taking people's lives, people say. This is comments I'm reading. They didn't fall in love, Joe. He was telling her he loved her and wanted to hook up with her via DMs and tweets. Vaughn literally was living his rhymes. That's a fact. It's funny how Traplo Ross does these long documentaries just from research on the internet. And he and he's like just some guy that dresses up with matching outfits with his cat and takes pictures. But the King Von story is a sick story. Sick. It's scary. There's people out there like that. And he could morph into whoever he wanted. Personality wise. It's kind of weird. We'll get more into that later. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.